Nets and the Orlando Magic. New Jersey enters action at 1-1. The Magic are 2-1. Let's get the starting lineups right now with PA announcer Gary Sussman.
And now for the starting lineups for this evening's ball game. First for the visiting Orlando Magic. At one guard position, Illinois number 25, Nick Anderson. At the other guard position, number 1, Anthony Hardaway. At one forward position, number 54, Horace Grant. At the other forward position, number 45, Bo Outlaw. And at the center position, number 8, Isaac Austin. The head coach of the Magic is Chuck Daly. Assistant coaches Brendan Sir, Eric Musselman, Trio Rollins, and Tom Sterner. And the athletic trainer is Tim Walsh.
Not done.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome Sly to this evening's ball game.
Let's get it on.
Number 13, Kendall Gill. At the other guard position, 6'5" from Long Beach State, number 12, Lucius Harris. At one forward position in his 8th year from Old Dominion, 6'10", number 15, Chris Gatley. At the other forward position in his 2nd year from Utah, 6'10", number 44, Keith Van Horn. And at the center position in his 9th year from St. John, 6'10", number 55, Jason Williams. The head coach of the Nets is John Calipari. Assistant coaches Johnny Davis, Kenny Gaddison, Don Casey, Jack Daly, Hal Whistle, and Rich Delatry. And the athletic trainer of your New Jersey Nets, Ted Orsano.
Nets and Magic tonight. Nets won 3 of the 4 meetings versus Orlando last season. This is the first of 3 matchups this year. The final 2 games will be held down at the Arena in Florida. Earlier today, we spoke with Jason Williams and asked the Nets captain how New Jersey is going to attack the Magic tonight.
We just got to outplay them as far as with energy. I think we have to use the same synergy and energy. I think we got to go out there and do what we do. Let no one person try to be the star. You know, it's amazing how much you get done when nobody takes credit for it, and everybody goes out there and works hard. So the 2 words of the year for the Nets, so we get everybody back, is synergy and energy.
Little Walt Clyde Frazier from Jason Williams.
There's a commercial in there somewhere.
I think so. And Jason would be a prime example of not worrying about numbers. He took only 2 shots in the victory over Atlanta 3 nights ago. The 79-69 win here at the Medowlands. Didn't score, but grabbed 13 rebounds and had a huge block shot of Steve Smith down the stretch. How will the Nets handle Penny Hardaway, now in his 6th year out of Memphis, a 4-time All-Star, and he is trying to get back to that elite level in the NBA. Penny instrumental in bringing Ike Austin to this Orlando team. Basically went out and recruited him, and the Magic signed Austin, a free agent from the Clippers, to a 3-year, $15 million contract. Joe Forty, Dee Kantner, Don Vaden, the officials, and the Nets control the tap. We're underway. Front end of a back-to-back for New Jersey. They will take a flight to Milwaukee and meet the Bucks tomorrow night.
And interesting enough, Ian, with the point guard situation, Kendall Gill being guarded by Hardaway, so they're approaching it as if Kendall's going to run most of the offense.
Chris Gatling, the drive on Grant, and Gatling gets the Nets on the board as he spills down to the floor.
Put up good numbers with Scott Burrell in the first half against the Hawks. Gatling did. Right off the bat, though, he reaches back for that hamstring a little bit after that move.
Penny Hardaway, the leaner. Gill may have gotten a piece. Van Horn. And it is Gill handling the basketball.
We'll see if that frees Lucius Harris up for a couple of jump shots. He's been struggling a little bit.
Good cut by Van Horn as he slams it through.
Little backdoor cut right there. Defender comes up high. Very patient delivery, too, by Gill to start things off. Also for the Nets, off to a good start at the offensive end.
Lucius Harris, the anticipation. He just couldn't hold on to it. And Orlando will retain possession with 14 to shoot. Bo Outlaw remains in the starting lineup. There were some rumors around the Orlando area that Outlaw may come off the bench for Chuck Daly, but for now, Outlaw is in the starting five. Kickball. Jason Williams came off his foot. New shot clock with just over a minute gone by here in the first quarter.
Well, you'll see Van Horn coming up for the backdoor cut here. Defender goes over the top. Van Horn goes right down the middle.
Ball movement, Nick Anderson. He has been shooting with confidence, and it continues. Down the floor, Anderson knocks it over to Van Horn. The short jump rejected by Outlaw. Van Horn didn't see him.
No, Outlaw is one of the types of guys who does everything for this team. He's like kind of like a little like Jason Williams in a sense. Hits the floor a lot, hits the glass, does so many different things, and puts up some pretty good numbers in the amount of time that he's on the floor.
An incredible leaper, made a name for himself in the CBA. Harris off the mark from three-point range, and Hardaway gives up the basketball. It came off his foot.
Shot there for Harris. He's got to take it. Hardaway just not there. First couple of minutes so far, trying to get unglued.
Hall of Famer Chuck Daly, former head coach of the Nets. Spent 2 years here in New Jersey. Jason Williams hitting the deck and the turnover. Hardaway, the slammer.
One of the things Hardaway's been doing well, getting down the floor in a hurry. And Chuck Daly made a mention that if they can get those easy buckets, it takes a lot of pressure off their offense.
Keith Van Horn for two. So Van Horn with 4 quick points, and the Nets have a 6-5 lead. Quickly up the floor, Orlando wasting little time. Ike Austin on the baseline, that big body and a soft touch.
Ike Austin, very impressive last 22 games or so last season with the Heat. Had a good run going and doing a lot of little different things. A little out of shape still like most guys in the NBA, but once he gets his game together, his conditioning, Magic hoping that he will provide some oomph defensively, especially for this team.
The NBA's most improved player back in 1997 as a member of the Heat. Kendall Gill, nothing but net from the outside, and John Calipari likes what he sees.
Nets look like a team that have had a couple of days off from game conditions, working on their conditioning a little bit.
Hardaway cutting down the lane, counted and one.
One of the things that Kendall Gill is going to have some problems with is that little tricky moves that he puts at you offensively all the time. You'll notice him just break him down with the basketball. Tries to get Kendall to stand straight up. When you stand straight up as a defender, that's exactly the time as an offensive player to make your dart towards the basket.
Penny appeared in just 19 games last season because of an injured knee. He has come back in tremendous shape and really rejuvenated, and I think a lot of it has to do with Ike Austin, and he feels comfortable now in the center position, maybe for the first time since Shaquille O'Neal left.
Right, exactly, and it's taken a little pressure off him. I think he had some pressure stepping up when Shaquille left. Now he seems to be just gradually playing the game.
Orlando with its first lead. Lucius Harris a foot on the line. That's a two-pointer, and we're tied at 10.
There's a guy who needed a bucket, too, from the outside. Struggling with his shot. Once you find it, 2 shots. He missed one, but his one just then looked very good. Good rotation.
Both teams shooting well so far. Off the spin. Didn't get the roll for Hardaway. Gill up the floor. Chris Gatling. Gatling lost it. Scramble for the loose ball, and it's picked up by Outlaw. Nets may have a tough time getting back.
Yeah, they have some numbers coming this way.
Outlaw the bounce for Austin and the easy dunk.
A couple of guys on the floor. One guy, Keith Van Horn, trailing the play. And the Magic continue to look to push the ball up the floor on John Calipari and troops.
Magic up by 2. Kendall Gill running the offense. The injury to Sam Cassell and to Eric Murdoch. Looks like an isolation. Gill, the pull-up. Comes up short over Hardaway, and it's rebounded by Outlaw.
That's not what they're looking for, though. The 4 other guys were a little stagnant on the left side of the floor.
Screen set by Outlaw. Gill sticks with Hardaway. Grant to the interior. Austin one-on-one with Williams. Illegal defense, the call on New Jersey. It was Chris Gatling out of position.
So Gatling noticed initially that Austin had Jason Williams on the block, decided to go, but then stopped halfway. Grant, known for his outside shooting, you just have to keep him within arm's length on the perimeter.
Post-up situation for Anderson. He passes out of the double team. Hardaway open for 3. Rebounded by Kendall Gill, who had a double-figure rebounding performance last game against Atlanta.
Now, Kendall Gill's conditioning is so strong. That's what's helped him since the beginning of the season.
Lucius Harris can't convert from the outside.
John Calipari said, if you're not going to shoot the basketball, I'm going to pull you out. Lucius has taken 3 shots already that he's had. They were good looks.
Orlando will hold on to the basketball with 15 remaining on the timer. 7:19 to play in the first. And the Magic with a 12-10 lead. Outlaw the trigger man. Hardaway working off the screen. Anderson open. He hit a 3 earlier and tack on another.
Well, he's getting great rotation on the basketball also. We had a good look right over his right shoulder. John Calipari wants to talk things over for 20 seconds.
Now it's a full timeout. Step aside with 7:05 to play in the first. Magic lead by 5. Chuck Daly's Orlando Magic in front 15-10. Daly in his second year with the Magic. Earlier, we asked him if he believes that it's been 5 years since he was the head man in New Jersey.
Yeah, that old line about time flies when you're having fun. But yeah, it's I love the time I was here. I love the Jersey fans. I love living in Fort Lee and taking that, ferry across to New York. It was a great time of my life. I wish sometimes they'd had some of the personnel we'd have had. They got a couple kids here now, pretty interesting.
Keith Van Horn had it blocked by Bo Outlaw, one of the players that Daly is really in love with on his roster. Hardaway, one-on-one with Van Horn. There's a mismatch somewhere. It's Gill with Grant. Shot clock at 6.
Dump that down. He had a good look. Good look.
Horace Grant couldn't get it to drop, and it's rebounded by Gatling.
I don't think Grant anticipated the pass from Austin, but he was wide open when the rotation was a little late down deep.
To the outside, Van Horn. Keith Van Horn, that textbook stroke. He's got 6.
And he's getting squared up to the basket also. It's very interesting to watch his footwork, too, as he catches the basketball, getting himself squared up as the ball's coming towards him.
Anderson for 3. It rims out. Van Horn gathers in.
Little trap at half court.
Kendall Gill travel. But they may call the jump ball first, and they will. We are just past the halfway point of the first quarter, and the Magic with a 15-12 lead.
Now you saw the Nets at half court just then trapping a little bit. One of the things the Magic had a lot of success with recently in the early part of this season against the Celtics. When the Celtics started trapping and pushing up on them full court, they got past the first wave and they did attack. So we'll keep an eye on that to see what happens with the Nets at their half-court trap. They're not going to allow Anderson to stay where he is with that foot in between.
Gill will jump it up with Hardaway. Joe 40 the toss in the air, and Orlando controls it. Outlaw on a crossover, getting around Van Horn, and he's fouled.
Quick crossover, to say the least. I mean, he had Van Horn standing out 15, 16 feet from the basket. And then continues to just go after the basketball, goes after the rim with the basketball, which is always a smart move when drawing the bigger forwards out on the floor.
Bo Outlaw posted a triple-double versus New Jersey back in April. 25 points, 13 rebounds, 10 assists. Also had 5 blocks. Those were the numbers in the victory over Boston on Monday night. Outlaw, not known for his scoring skills, but gives you all the intangibles that you look for. Not exactly the prettiest of free throw strokes, but
Well, not at all.
effective.
Finished the year, what, second in the league in shooting last year, too. Most of those in close, the tight type variety.
Van Horn had his pocket picked by Hardaway, and a break opportunity for Orlando.
A little late getting the ball to Penny on that trip.
Off the penetration, the floater by Hardaway.
That's where he's so good, though, Lion. Even when he gets the basketball late, he's the ability of putting the ball on the floor. He's so smooth, so quick, can really make a lot happen.
Van Horn was trying to back down Outlaw, and Bo Outlaw picks up the personal.
Hardaway waiting for the basketball. Here's the strip defensively. Now he gets off, and you have a big guy handling the ball. Notice he's not looking to our right, looking at that play, and that's where Hardaway wanted the ball a little quicker, but then he makes something out of it. I like the way the Nets are going through Van Horn again.
On a cross-court feed, Harris saves it. Tried to dish it off. And the Nets turn it over for the 4th time.
The rotation pretty good that trip, too, and the recovery by the Magic.
Orlando 18, New Jersey 12. Out on the perimeter, Penny Hardaway leading this 11-4 run for the Magic. Illegal defense, second time it's been called on the New Jersey Nets. So a free throw coming up for the Magic.
Nets getting caught halfway, not knowing whether they should go all the way to double team or just holding back.
Hardaway doesn't get the roll, and we'll see our first substitution. Scott Burrell, coming off a fine performance on Sunday night, steps in for Lucius Harris. Burrell had 16 points in 30 minutes of action against the Hawks.
Now you match up the backcourt with Burrell on Anderson. This is a good matchup defensively for the Nets, and it puts Gill obviously on Hardaway, so 2 big guys.
Hardaway, a finger roll. It came out. Nets push it up the floor. Over their last 8 possessions, the Nets are 1 of 4 from the field, 4 turnovers. And they miss again from the outside. Burrell.
Tough way to get started right away. Scotty Burrell.
Not shy as he knocks it down for 3.
Not at all shy. First one, he really didn't have the lift in his legs, and you can blame that on the fact that he's sitting on the bench for about 7 or 8 minutes or so of game time, which is about 12, 15 minutes of regular time.
Anderson may have gotten away with one. They've got to call something because Anderson walked.
That's a late whistle, too.
Looks like they'll call the push. Joe Forty making the call on Kendall Gill. Injuries for the Nets. Roddy Cycli may play on Monday. Kittle's the right knee. May play tomorrow against Milwaukee. Same situation for Sam Cassell. And the Eric Murdoch injury appears to be a little more serious. He's out indefinitely.
Take a look at Murdoch on the left, Kittle's on the right. One thing about that, Ian, is that early in the year, you're going to see John Calipari, and he's made some statements already about not letting guys play until he thinks they're ready to go and physically fit. Because the last thing you want to do, like, for example, with a guy like Murdoch, put him in a couple of days too early. Next thing you know, you aggravate the groin, and you've got 2 weeks looking at you again.
Second personal called on Kendall Gill. So Lucius Harris returns and promptly misses from the field. Burrell up high for the rebound. Burrell in a crowd. Trying to hold on to it. They swarm around Burrell, and he's forced to take a timeout.
Or they get it. Oh,
Burrell called the timeout, it appeared. And John Calipari didn't want the timeout to go through.
Now, see, Dee Cantner put her hand up to indicate she was going to call a foul, and then she said to Calipari she's overriding the foul with the timeout previous to the foul.
So a 20-second timeout. Burrell saying to Dee Cantner, as you can read the lips, hey, how about the foul before I call the timeout?
It's exactly what he's questioning, and same thing with Coach John Calipari. Watch this reaction. You called a foul. He's saying the same thing. Your hand went up for the foul, and she's saying no.
You want to do the dubbing for the foreign audience?
Great reaction right there for Cal. He was right on it, though.
As was D. Cantner, who felt that the timeout was called before any contact was made. 3:29 left in the first. Magic 18, Nets 15. Ian Eagle, Jim Spanarkel, Mike Crispino with you from the Continental Airlines Arena. Our entire Fox Sports New York crew on hand. Keith Van Horn looking for the tie. And it's rebounded by Grant.
Pulled the trigger a little bit on that shot.
Nets now shooting 41% from the field, 7 of 17. The Magic at 50%, 7 of 14.
There's Grant with the flare out.
Off a ball reversal, Horace Grant. Doesn't take a lot of shots over the course of a game, but the shots he takes, usually high percentage. And Earl Boykins has just popped off the bench. Williams has not been looking for his shot so far this season. Burrell has. A little too hard.
Those long rebounds are like outlet passes, excuse me.
You're excused.
Thank you.
Austin the drive in on Williams. Little shovel pass for Outlaw. And the reach-in foul called on Burrell. Break in the action. 2:36 to play in the first. Orlando leads by 5.
Green buddies, I got some bad news. We got canned.
Orlando has jumped to a 5-point lead, and for the most part, their execution at the offensive end has been pretty good. Horace Grant has gotten involved. If you look here, Grant's going to come over, and he's going to set a screen for Hardaway. Hardaway's going to dribble the ball to the middle, and then Grant is going to float to his open spot for his shot. And also at the end of this play, watch for Keith Van Horn, just a tiny bit late. So here comes the screen. Hardaway over, the flare to the corner for the shot, and Van Horn's rotation just a touch late, and that allows Grant to just get his flare shot, which he's very good at hitting.
Penny Hardaway attacking the rim. The reverse layup didn't drop, and Outlaw couldn't get it to go. Boykins now in the game for the Nets.
Good decision by Boykins just then. Bring it back a little.
Scott Burrell could not hit the three. Van Horn unable to slam it. And the Nets just coming up empty on the offensive end. Hardaway the bounce for Grant, the easy deuce.
Van Horn can't believe that he missed that follow-up shot. What does the Magic do? They come down and make some good things happen.
Burrell trying to take the baseline.
It should be a kick.
And it is. We'll reset the lineups for you. Nets have Boykins, Harris, Van Horn, Burrell, and Williams. Orlando with some changes. Darrell Armstrong now on the floor with Bo Outlaw, Horace Grant, Penny Hardaway, and Michael Doliak, the rookie out of Utah. Nets 2 of their last 12 from the field over the last 7 minutes of game action. Van Horn makes his move on Grant. Little up fake, and it works to perfection.
And a nice strong cut, too, by Lucius Harris to take some defenders with him on that play.
Nets shooting only 36%, but they are hanging around here in the first quarter. A 5-point deficit with Orlando in front. Hardaway zigzagging his way to the rim, and he draws the foul.
See, there's that little half-court trap again, Ian, that we referenced before. Half-court trap by the Nets. Once the Magic get behind it, a guy like Hardaway is really going to try to break you down, not only with the dribble, but force and look for opportunities. The 2-on-1s, the 3-on-2s.
Second personal foul called on Keith Van Horn, so Penny Hardaway will get some free throws. And we'll see another substitution for the Orlando Magic. Georgia Tech's Matt Harpering, another rookie for Chuck Daly, who has been a little more giving with his minutes for rookies as opposed to earlier in his coaching career, as Jim McElveen comes on for the Nets to replace Van Horn after getting his second personal foul. Daly not one to feature rookies if he doesn't have to, but he likes what he sees from Harpering and from Doliak so far.
Right, the both of them have surprised. They've both played well, and a lot of people are talking about Harpering in particular.
Jason Williams fouled on the outside. It's just the second team foul on the Orlando Magic, and their first in the last 2 minutes. So a side out for the Nets with 1:22 to play. First quarter. Earl Boykins already getting interview requests from Regis and Kathy Lee and David Letterman. Lucius Harris, a tough angle, and he gives it away. Armstrong, the lead pass. Harpering the short pop. Burrell couldn't grab it, but Armstrong does, and a new shot clock for the Magic with just over a minute to play in the first. Wow. Penny Hardaway, tough fake.
Was it ever?
And Penny Hardaway will get off the deck and shoot free throws.
That's that hesitation dribble he has. It's just a beautiful freeze along the baseline. And then trying to make something happen right there, but that's part of the shot. He knew he was going to take his lumps on that one.
Penny Hardaway, 2 shots.
Nice look.
I think he was looking at you.
You think?
Penny Hardaway. Orlando now 4 of 9 from the free throw line as Dominique Wilkins, 15th year in the NBA, the human highlight film, on for the first time tonight with 59.2 left on the clock. Hardaway has 10 points and 2 assists. Boykins guarded by Armstrong. Armstrong listed at 6'1", Boykins 5'5".
Towers over him, doesn't he?
Harris an air ball. He's really struggling. Williams saves it. Shot clock doesn't reset. Burrell a long 3, short. Williams offensive rebound. Harris one dribble, takes it to the goal. And a blocking foul call.
That's a good call from the officials also, Joe Forte. And Harris recognizing he has the size and some strength over Armstrong down on the blocks. But Jason Williams is the storyline here. Watch Jason go after the basketball and the quick recognition. And then Armstrong jumps out a little bit, but his foot's still on that dashed line down below. And you have to clear that, especially if you want to pick up that offensive foul call.
Harris did not get the roll on the layup attempt. He does go to the free throw line for 2. Harris 1 of 5 shooting, 2 points. Make it 3.
See, but he has taken some good shots, though, on his 1 for 5. His misses have been all good misses because John Calipari has told him, shoot the basketball when you're open. That's what your job is. Get out there, shoot the ball. If you don't, you're going to find yourself sitting next to him on the bench.
Nets down 6. They should get the ball back. About a 7-second difference. Shot clock to game clock. Wilkins had it blocked by McElvaney. Gets it back. Threading the needle underneath. Harpering didn't get the roll, but he's going to the free throw line. And the foul called on McElvaney. He picks up a quick 2 in just 1 minute of game action.
Interesting enough, too, it's Dominique Wilkins who's causing this because he's going after just playing Dominique-type basketball and gets actually the big play, too, getting his own rebound on that wild shot that he threw up at first.
You weren't really matched up with Dominique, were you?
I owned him.
Oh, yeah. Why don't we bring Dominique over, put a headset on him, and see what he has to say.
He's another guy who used to send a limo over for me, so if I had to guard
Make sure you got there on time.
Exactly.
In one piece.
You didn't want to see me get hurt before the game.
Nets hold for 1 with 10 seconds to play in the first. Boykins, the point guard for this unit, gives up his dribble. Williams with 4. And a foul called up front with 3 seconds to play.
See, this is a lineup where the Nets may have a little problem putting points on the board also, Ian. When you look out there, they should be shooting, right?
Yes, they will.
Yeah.
Jason Williams will be at the line. Yeah, with McElvaney and Jason Williams up front.
It's a different look. You don't have a Van Horn or Gatling to release the pressure off the perimeter players. So a lot of this has to come from the perimeter, and a lot of it has to come with follow-ups with Williams.
Give Jason credit, though. Williams has shown improvement in his free throw shooting, 67% last season. And that's up a bit from what we saw in previous years. Orlando with 3 seconds left. Armstrong from half court, the heave. Whoa, nearly went down.
That was right there, wasn't it?
End of the first quarter here at the Medowlands. The Orlando Magic in front of the Nets, 27-21. Second quarter coming up.
And so the detective said the butler didn't do it. It was. My book! Let's go, Brooke. Where's that page? I gotta finish my book.
Hello, sir. Can you please tell me how your book ends?
No!
Now I'll never know.
Brick!
Oh, Brick, look what I've got. Good dog.
Look under Sprite caps and you could win free Sprite or a $25,000 paycheck.
2 words, kid. Savings account.
Let Kobe take back.
You know about traveling. You do it all over the court. A steady, long-term growth.
I don't know what's weaker, your advice or your game.
Weak?
Yeah, weak.
Hey, don't make me come over there.
Excuse me?
You want me to say it again?
I kind of have to get home.
Anybody here talking to you?
No.
I didn't think so.
The straight salary cap game.
You heard me. I don't think I did.
What you do with the money is your choice.
I think you did.
Welcome back to the Medowlands. Orlando leading 27-21. Mike Crispino in the third row with Sharice Strawberry. And first, let's get the update on Daryl. He's been taking some chemotherapy, but you tell me he's getting close to being 100%. Is that right?
Almost. He's almost there. He's back in California. Hi, Daryl, and with my kids. And he's doing very well. We'll be in spring training on Saturday, so he'll be there a little early, and he's doing good.
Is it true? I heard him say if he doesn't make the Yankees, he wants to go to work for the Mets. Is that right?
Is that right?
That's what I heard he said.
I don't know. I can't say that. He's Yankees first, though.
I would say. How about Miles Simon? This kid can play basketball, can he? Do you know about him at all?
I know about him. That's my baby brother. So
you grew up together in Orange County. Was he always a great player as a young kid, or did he develop?
He learned from me. I played basketball, too. So, yes, no, he was a good kid. Good kid. So, good player. Followed me around the gym. My dad played pro ball, so he's got it in the blood.
The good thing is now you get a chance to see him because you go to Tampa and watch with Daryl at spring training, and he's in Orlando, right?
That's right. We'll drive about an hour away and go see him a lot. So I got baseball, basketball all at once.
All right, Jim Spinarco, that's our baseball update. I know you're a huge baseball fan. Ian, back to you.
You know, Jimmy was a pitcher at 2. Actually, not many people know that. Off the block shot. Boykins, the pull-up jumper. Off the mark.
I developed that pitch and duck move.
That's for Enos Slaughter.
That's right.
Correct?
Enos Slaughter, my freshman year in college.
He was your manager?
Slaughter. Enos Slaughter.
Words of wisdom, I'm sure, out of the
Oh, we had a great time with Enos Slaughter. The original Pete Rose, Charlie Hustle.
Whistle stops play, and illegal defense is the call. Matt Harpering out of position. It's the first violation on Orlando, and a new shot clock for the Nets to work with. Jim McIlvaine doing what he does best.
Making people think about the shot, and that one he gets a hand on and keeps it in play. Bill Russell of the Boston Celtics used to do in the old days, keep the ball in play on the shot clock.
Just over a minute gone by here in the second quarter. Gatling in a matchup with Dominique Wilkins. Armstrong got a hand on it. Gatling couldn't get it to drop.
Anderson hanging around, scooping the ball off the floor. A lot of blue jerseys in there, defensive rebounding.
Nick Anderson wasting little time and burying the three-pointer.
Well, he's luring you out there. I mean, now you have to go out. He's shooting the ball so well. 3 from that range, you just have to go out. You have to be protective on the defense.
9 points for Anderson, all from downtown. Foul called on Dominique Wilkins.
Team's first in the second quarter.
That's the first team foul on Orlando here in the second quarter. And for Wilkins, his third personal. 3-point shooting, might as well just put Nick Anderson's name up there. He's hit all 3 for the Magic. Boykins with Armstrong, offensive foul call.
They're going to get Harris pushing off, I believe.
It is the first called on Harris.
Harpering was not allowing him to go across the lane.
And Orlando can bring its lead to double figures. Gatling knocked it out of bounds with 14 seconds left on the 24. Dominique Wilkins, a 9-time All-Star, recently played in Greece, 2-time slam dunk champion. 8th all-time in scoring in NBA history, a future Hall of Famer.
I was watching him before the game, Ian, shooting the basketball. Boy, was he stroking it from long range and getting off the floor also.
Off the post pass, late whistle, Austin is fouled. Harris picks up back-to-back personal fouls, and Ike Austin will be going to the free throw line.
Harris appears to be struggling mentally a little bit also. It's a physical battle, obviously, every night you play this game, but just this little hesitation in his game defensively. Even though tonight offensively not shooting the ball real well, when you don't see the ball go in enough, it starts to play in your mind a little bit.
Jason Williams comes in for Jim McIlvaine, and now Kendall Gill will replace Lucius Harris. 13 minutes for Harris, 1 of 5 shooting, 4 points, 2 assists. Horace Grant back on the floor. And Dominique Wilkins will get a breather. Another free throw coming up for Ike Austin. Doesn't get the roll. Williams with a rebound. That's number 9 for Jason. Gill out front, defended by Harpering. Low post, Williams.
Not looking to score at all.
Kendall Gill off the spin move. Gill now has 4. And the Magic lead is 8. Anderson. He can't miss.
Man, is he looking to get that off in a hurry, and he is.
Woo. Shooting 45% from three-point range entering play. Earl Boykins on the penetration.
Playing smart basketball, Boykins. Nice little breakdown just then, conscious of where the big guys are, and the little floater through the lane.
Orlando 34, New Jersey 25. Anderson again. Oh my goodness!
Lightning. Is that lightning? You just have to stay on his hip. Force him to drive to the basket.
That is one of the quickest releases you will see.
Oh, man. Like throwing a dart.
Foul call. Nets will have the ball when we come back down 11.
Dearest Valentine.
To the one I love.
Nah, to someone special. Someone special. Roses are red.
Valentine's our special day.
What rhymes with orange?
And you're special as a three-point play.
There's no Z in xylophone.
When we're apart, I'm in a funk.
Cramp.
When we're together, I want to dunk.
That's dumb. No. Now that is bad.
The first player ever drafted by the Orlando Magic, Nick Anderson, got his confidence back second half of last season, and he is confident shooting the basketball tonight.
Well, confident because you can tell how quickly he's squaring up and just letting it rip, and I mean letting it rip. And here's one, he just rips away again. The confidence is there, but the squaring to the basket, look at those numbers, 4 of 5 from long range.
Anderson averaged 24 points per game after the All-Star break last season, and it has been a carryover into 1999. Shot clock is down to 12. Gill setting it up for Gatling. Burrell a 3. Knocked up in the air. Hardaway controls it back on the floor for Orlando. And Matt Harpering beat the Nets down the floor for the bucket.
That's called cheating out. And Hardaway with great court awareness with a quick pass down the floor. But Harpering pretty smart to skip on that one, guys. 4 blue jerseys are once again down in the paint area.
Lob upstairs. Gatling off a spin. Baseline jump.
He's really been shooting the ball well consistently. Another guy who's squaring up after he's spinning away. He's a difficult guy to defend because of that left arm, the long arms of Chris Gatling.
Chris Gatling, 4 points.
And here's the versatility of Anderson. They got him front at him because he's too good on the blocks.
Touch pass from Harpering to Austin. The cutter, Penny Hardaway, stolen away by Gatling. Nets with numbers. Gill on a dish off. Burrell up and under, and a foul.
Good run just then also for Keith Van Horn. He got out on the left side of the floor. If Keith Van Horn doesn't run, he doesn't run the floor, he doesn't get the hoop. But here's the cheat out. You see the shot coming from the corner here. And now watch this cheat out here. He sees that his team has the ball, but look at Gill. Gill's in the play, and he's already cheated the half court. And it doesn't matter who the faster runner is. It's the first guy to half court, because then you have the angles going down the floor, especially if you got a guy who can pass the ball like Hardaway in the back court.
Pretty much how you got your points in Dallas.
Cheating out. It's always a race to half court, my friend.
You were given a head start, and more often than not, still not winning.
I was one of the first 9 guys down the floor, usually.
Who was the 10? Horace Grant from the outside. The Orlando Magic are shooting 52% from the field, and they have a 40-29 lead. Van Horn driving to the basket for the slam.
He's gotten better in 1 year going to the basket with the basketball. Good use of the left hand. I'm not so sure there are many power forwards that are going to be able to defend him out of the 17 to 19 foot range.
That's still under that 40% mark.
There's a little flare by Grant.
Horace Grant, the flip with the left hand.
See, that's the same exact play we telestrated before, Ian, but this time the Nets react to who the shooter is, and he's smart enough to know they're coming at him.
A blocking foul called as Austin got in front of Kendall Gill. That's the third team foul on the Orlando Magic. Side out for the Nets when we come back to the Medowlands after these words.
Everybody loves these guys, and everybody loves a chance to pocket a few of them, too.
And through Monday, you can pocket a few thousand of them with 1.9, 2.9, or 3.9 APR financing on any Camry, Solara, or Corolla in stock. How's that for democratic? This special ends Monday, so get going. This President's Day weekend, you won't find a better way to save.
Hey, would I tell a lie?
Execution has been pretty good by the Magic. We've talked about this play before. Grant will come over, Hardaway over the top. Remember from this spot here before, Grant shot the basketball. Now watch how he reacts when Jason Williams comes all the way across to defend him. Here comes Williams, he's cheating. Boom, he's got a guy coming at him defensively, and that's when you attack. You attack to the strong side. Jason was leading to with the left side of his body. You go against the grain.
Horace Grant, an all-star back in 1994. Brian Evans, a former member of the Orlando Magic. He will wait for the next dead ball and check in then. He came over in the deal with Ronnie Cycli just about a year ago. Van Horn in some major traffic. He never got the shot off.
Yeah, a little floater. You have to attack a little better than that.
Hardaway one-on-one with Gill, trying to back him down. Austin, the dump down. Harpering on the interior, and Isaac Austin has done an outstanding job of passing the basketball underneath the basket.
And twice we've seen him too, Ian, not only with the pass, but faking a shot at the same time.
Van Horn tried to get it all in one motion. Nets are coming up empty time and time again, down to 36% from the field. Van Horn is 5 of 11 shooting.
That's one he's just frustrated by. That's one that he knows he generally puts in. The one before that, though, Keith Van Horn, if you notice, gets caught underneath real low on the basket. And so he doesn't have a choice but to kind of come out and flip it up over his head. That's because the entry pass took him just a little bit too far.
Horace Grant had the block shot on that possession. And Jason Williams called for the personal foul, giving Orlando the basketball. On the turnaround jump, Matt Harpring, four-year starter at Georgia Tech.
Starting to get a feel why Chuck Daly's playing him a bit, huh?
Scott Burrell on the dish off for Gill. Kendall Gill knocks it down. Gill now with 6 points, but the Nets in a 13-point hole with 5:34 to play, first half. Hardaway breaking down Gill. On the pass for Austin. Van Horn may have gotten hit in the head.
It was Austin, I think, who got him, and I don't know if they're going to call Austin with the foul.
Foul number 15, Matt Harpring.
No, it will be Matt Harpring called for the personal foul.
And that's on the penalty situation.
Yeah, I thought it was Austin who came in and kind of swiped the ball, but hit Keith Van Horn in the face. Watch number 8 to the left of your screen, right in the middle here. See, yep, that's his big hand coming across.
But the Magic over the limit, so Van Horn is going to the free throw line. Isaac Austin, one of those interesting players on this Orlando roster, as Van Horn misses. Paid his dues in the CBA, went to France, Turkey, before finally getting a chance to make a name for himself in the NBA. Bo Outlaw, similar situation. Darrell Armstrong. And Derek Strong, another player who was placed on the injured list earlier today. Strong, a CBA refugee as well. Field goal shooting this quarter. Orlando, 8 of 10. Evans knocked it away, but the net didn't come away with it. Leads to an uncontested dunk for Grant.
Evans had a shot at the basketball. I thought he thought a teammate was going to gather it in, but you can't take anything for granted. You must go after the basketball.
Nets take a timeout. 5:03 left, first half. 48-34, Orlando. Keep up with the Nets during this fast-paced season by purchasing one of the many ticket plans the Nets have to offer. For ticket information, call the Nets at 1-800-7-NJ-NETS. That's 1-800-7-NJ-NETS.
The Nets scrambling a little bit on defense. You'll see Burrell get into trouble right here. He's going to fall down, and then Evans is going to try to help out. And watch Evans come across. After he helps out, he tracks the basketball. He tries to get a hand in. He gets it there. And now watch over here. He doesn't go after the basketball. He does a very good job of helping out, but fails to track the ball down and get it right to his chest.
Evans may have thought that Van Horn was closer to the ball than he actually was.
Right, I think that's exactly what he was thinking. And then once again, he was trying to kind of cheating out. You could sense his body language, wanted to get down offensively, but you need to get possessions.
And the Nets need some buckets.
Van Horn wants the left side of the court to himself.
On the clear out, Van Horn lost the dribble. He turned it over.
Hit it right off his foot. And then it died on him, and he couldn't go down low enough. That ball never bounced back up after it hit the foot because it dies on the leather shoe.
7th turnover for New Jersey. Orlando with just 1. Austin way out on the perimeter. Grant to the outside and Hardaway. Penny Hardaway is fouled.
He's so good at the hesitation. Didn't you get the feel that he was going to pull up from about 12 feet just then, but he keeps the dribble alive. That great body language for Hardaway. And it just allows him to break people down off the dribble.
Second foul called on Scott Burrell. Matt Harpering and Horace Grant have combined for the last 12 Orlando points until Hardaway's free throw.
Watch this hesitation. Right here, you get the feeling that he's pulling up, and he locks everybody. Boy, he locks knees on the defensive side as well as anybody with the basketball.
An all-NBA first-team performer back in 1995 and 96. Injuries a major problem the last couple of years.
Looks very comfortable on the floor, though.
Jason Williams. Couldn't get it to drop. Williams is now 0 of 4 shooting. Hardaway on a spin. Magic with their largest lead. Hardaway baseline pop, high arcing delivery. Williams the rebound. He's got 11. Gill leading the break. 1-on-2 splitting defenders. Offensive foul is the call.
See, the problem there also was the fact that they did not have good spacing at all. Gill and Van Horn probably could have touched one another running down the floor. You hear about telegraphing a pass. That was a telegraph dribble down the floor. You'll see Austin right in the middle of the screen. He's just standing there. He's so big and wide, holds his ground pretty well. And Kendall Gill, not a good choice.
Calipari having a chat with Gill. He's replaced in the lineup by Lucius Harris. 49-34 Orlando, under 4 minutes to play in the second quarter.
Good baseline cut by Hardaway.
Rims out. Hardaway is now 3 of 10 shooting. He has 11 points.
Lucius Harris back to the point guard position.
Scott Burrell puts it on the floor. Hard drive, count it, and 1.
You see the difference when you dribble from a shorter distance away, and especially if there's good movement away from the basketball. Guys can't step up and step in your path. And here comes Burrell, and especially Hardaway when he hits the floor, but he doesn't step in and take many of those charges. Can't blame him with Burrell coming at him either, by the way.
That's Hardaway's first foul, and yes, you're right about Burrell. Strong body who claims he is not in basketball shape as of yet. Made the point to Mike Crispino on our postgame show on Sunday night. Once he hits 7-8 jumpers in a row, that's probably when he'll be in basketball shape. The built-in excuse right now is, not quite in shape yet.
And I think he added to that, too, with the dunking. Once you see him dunk, then he's in shape.
We haven't seen it yet. Hardaway working the baseline.
Good help.
Blocked from behind. Brian Evans got a piece. Hardaway's former teammate. Harris for 2.
Instincts just then. No thought process, just instincts. It's a good way to play basketball. Nice handoff by Jason Williams. Harris definitely has gotten the John Calipari message. Shoot the ball if you're open.
Lucius Harris now with 6 points. And Chuck Daly wants a 20-second timeout. 2:54 mark of the second quarter, and Orlando with a 10-point advantage.
Yeah, Penny Hardaway, everybody knows he's good on the blocks. You'll see some help coming across. There's Van Horn, number 1. Look at Evans to the right of the screen, and Jason Williams in a good spot to gather up and get his hand on the basketball also.
Now a full timeout has been called here at the Continental Airlines Arena. We'll stay right here with the Magic in front, 49-39. Coming up at halftime, the New York Marriott Marquis halftime report, Broadway's biggest hit. We'll have highlights for you. Jim and I will take a closer look at the first half of action, and Mike Crispino will be joined by Nets general manager John Nash, all coming up on the New York Marriott Marquis halftime report. There's John, the GM of this team, formerly with Washington and with Philadelphia. Has made some major moves during his time spent with the New Jersey Nets, and a power broker sitting alongside David Falk, the agent for Keith Van Horn and Kerry Kittles. Maybe discussions are happening as we speak on the Kerry Kittles contract.
You're going with the scoop as he yawns right on cue, huh?
I'm going to go with no.
Might have been, John, I'm tired. How about you?
Coming up for the Nets, the second half of their back-to-back. They are in Milwaukee. Check it out if you can. Please do on Fox Sports New York. Nets and the Bucks tomorrow at 8:30. Fox Sports New York gets its coverage started with Continental Airlines Nets game night with Mike Crispino at 8 o'clock. Tomorrow night, New Jersey battles the Bucks in Milwaukee. 8:30 tip-off right here on Fox Sports New York. Well, you know, it's Fox Sports New York hat night here at the Medowlands tonight. Obviously, he didn't want to wear his hat.
Same with him. There we go.
Nice red cap. Did you get yours?
No, I did not.
I did not get mine either. You know, our producer, director, associate producer, etc. got theirs. Anderson. Oh, Nick Anderson is not human. He can't miss.
He is all over it. And the Nets are not all over him, that's for sure.
6 of 7 from the field. Williams tried to go glass. He missed it. Hardaway. 2.5 to play. First half. Orlando up double figures by 12. Bo Outlaw one-on-one with Evans. Little help. Hardaway left open for a moment. He gave it away for Van Horn. Nets on the move. Van Horn leading. And Orlando gets back defensively.
Yeah, pretty well, actually. They're getting back defensively.
Evans, good rotation, but the touch not soft enough. Brian Evans missing on his first field goal attempt.
You see why Hardaway's rebounding numbers are pretty good this year so far. He's going after the glass defensively.
He's got 5 boards tonight. Lucius Harris. He gets whistled for the personal foul. That is number 3 on Harris. Just the 4th team foul, though, on New Jersey, so a side out. First foul in the last 2 minutes.
Penny Hardaway is healthy. He is a solid basketball player, isn't he? He does so many different things. I know he's a 4-time All-Star and all, but, I mean, just his basics are great. Makes everybody around him better. You have to spend so much time looking after him.
Outlaw tried to bounce it to Anderson. Burrell ahead of the pack. Scott Burrell with the layup.
He's looking for a call also. They've gotten hit on the way to the hoop.
There was some contact from behind by Bo Outlaw.
Thought we might have a chance to see a dunk there. Not in shape yet.
Half-court trap. Orlando handles it. Outlaw.
That should go the other way.
It is an offensive foul.
Little action afterwards.
Scott Burrell taking the charge in the second personal on Bo Outlaw.
Great anticipation on the defensive effort. You'll see backdoor cut here, and then Burrell waits it out and takes the hit, sacrifices the body, and he's outside the dotted line.
Then the extracurricular following the play. Nets can cut it to single digits with 10 to shoot. Lob upstairs, knocked away. Anderson on the floor, saves it for Hardaway. 1 minute to play, second quarter. And the Nets turn it over for the 9th time. Hardaway will take his time out front. To the interior. Bo Outlaw. Van Horn got a piece. Evans gets it into the hands of Harris. Harris straight down the lane. It's blocked away by Outlaw. Williams on the inside using the body. He couldn't get one off. Williams again. And the tap goes through Van Horn.
Terrific effort, though, all the way around with the Nets. Van Horn Jason Williams, Harris with the strong drive, even though it was blocked. Bring it to the basket, make something happen with it.
13 points, 5 rebounds for Van Horn, 13 boards for Jason Williams. And the Nets trail by 8.
See if Evans does a little sneak out of the run. Here he comes.
5-second difference, shot clock to game clock. Hardaway makes his move. Outlaw on the kick out for Austin.
Good defensive set right there, 5 seconds.
Burrell with 3, Burrell with 2.
Great look.
Anderson, three-pointer for it at the buzzer. And that's it for the first half. Lucius Harris may be injured as he lies on the floor in pain. Time has run out here in the second quarter, with the Magic in front 51-43. Ted Arzonico, the team trainer, out on the floor to take a look at Lucius. And another guard feeling the pain for New Jersey. Already Sam Cassell, Eric Murdoch, and Kerry Kittles out of action because of injury. Harris being helped to his feet.
He may be cramping up in the back.
And he's going to be able to walk it off. The New York Marriott Marquis halftime report is coming up with Mike Crispino. 51-43, Orlando in front. First meeting of the season, the Nets and Magic here at the Meadowlands. Stay with us on Fox Sports New York.